Well, it's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm sipping on some piping hot decaffeinated green tea with just a few drops of lemon in it. I'm listening to Genesis, and I'm in a reflective mood. I've been thinking about old times, recalling the people that I've encountered, and just wondering what some of them are up to these days. I've been like this all night, and in doing so, one person in particular came to mind. Tabitha Crabtree. I hadn't thought about him in a long time, not since I was playing semi-pro baseball down in Texas for the Sweetwater Salads. Semi-pro ball clubs don't ever have tough-sounding names. They're named after inanimate objects that could never even be used as weapons, shit like peanuts or corn dogs, or they're named after non-threatening birds like mud hens or cockatiels. Obviously, we were among the former. We were the Salads, about as pussified a moniker as any ball club ever had, and I don't know why. The fans, they weren't health nuts. I saw lots of greasy, overweight people in the stands, people who looked addicted to air shows and honey buns. Anyway, I'm veering off on one of my trademark tangents here. Sorry. The guy that I was thinking about, Tabitha Crabtree. Yes, he was a guy. He's the only guy I've ever known who was named Tabitha. And, I think he walked through life with an enormous chip on his shoulder because of the name his parents had given him. It was like a boy named Sue type deal, He had a really bad attitude, and he was a bit of a bully. He'd walk around the clubhouse, and he'd test your manhood every single chance that he got. He'd bump shoulders with you. He'd say that he hated every band that you were into. He'd wipe his ass with your batting gloves. And then he'd fart right by your face, too, and he'd hold that shit in, too, until you had to open your mouth to say something or to yawn, and then that just made it extra gross. God, I fucking hated that guy. Everybody on the team did, and we all probably would have just beaten him up with, bars of soap wrapped in towels if it weren't for the fact that he was our ace pitcher. I mean, I can't deny it. The guy was a wizard on the mound. He had 4+ pitches. He had a curve that was Sandy Koufax good, and he had a fastball that could reach triple digits. No shit. Well, anyways, Tabitha Crabtree was on the mound one afternoon while we were playing our division rivals, the Brooklyn Bread Crusts. You see about the names? Another one doesn't sound tough at all. The Brooklyn Bread Crusts. And he had a perfect game going into the 9th inning. A perfect game. That's where no batter reaches base. No walks, no hits. Perfect game. You face the minimum 27 batters. Well, he had this perfect game going into the 9th inning. He records the first 2 outs easy. Then the next batter works the count 2-2. And he's just, he's throwing everything he's got at this guy. Great pitches. We see him out there. He's starting to sweat, and we're all fucking hoping that, he falls on his ass and ruins this tremendous achievement. We don't want him to succeed. He's a fucking dickhead. So anyways, he keeps, tossing pitch after pitch after pitch at this guy, and this batter keeps just fouling off all these 2-strike pitches. He just cannot close the door on this motherfucker. So finally, Tabitha decides, being the bully that he is and just being as frustrated as he's gotten, that he's gonna buzz him or dust him off. He's gonna throw him one real high and tight right by the chin to back him off the plate. He throws one, and it brushes across the guy's nose and draws a little bit of blood. So the umpire has a look at him, tells him to take his base, but this guy's not having any of it. I'm not going to be bullied today. Throws down his batting helmet, walks up to the mound, and just fucking decks Tabitha, just a huge Mike Tyson hook right on the jaw. I mean, the fucker just lands flat on his back. His arms are up in the air because he's having a seizure, you know. And this is the best part. The batter, I don't even remember that batter's name. I should have bought him a drink for doing this. It's after Tabitha had fallen flat over the rubber, he kneels down before him and he just decides to just start pummeling his nutsack, just his balls. Tabitha couldn't have worn a cup out there because, you know, this guy just started wailing on his nuts. Just like after about like 12 or 13 shots, Tabitha's seizure was over with, and he was kind of coming out of it, and this guy's still wailing on his fucking groin. And then Tabitha starts moaning, and then, you know, the piercing pain just starts going through his body from all these groin shots, and nobody's helping his ass out. Nobody. None of the umpires, none of the managers. They're all just, you know, letting this guy have his way with this fucker because everybody hates him. And this guy just pummeling on his fucking balls. Tabitha's moaning, and then Tabitha starts to vomit, just starts trickling all out of his mouth, all over his face, and all over the gravel that he's laying on, and God, it smelled awful. He had some cheeseburgers before the start. He was a superstitious guy. He thought cheeseburgers helped him out. Not in this case. And anyways, he's fucking just vomiting like crazy. And then no shit, he drowns on his own vomit. The guy actually, he dies out there. Somebody finally, I think it was the opposing team's coach, finally pulls the guy off of his balls. By this point, he's hit him like 48, 49 times in the nutsack. And then, you know, we realize, holy shit, like he's dead. I mean, like his heart stopped. He's not breathing. Like he actually just, you know, drowned on his own fucking vomit. So we called 911. The EMTs, they got there surprisingly quick, and they break out the defibrillators. They pull open his jersey, and, you know, even all over his chest, there's a shitload of this yellow vomit. I think he had a lot of cheese on his burgers. And this is the really weird part. The EMTs put down, you know, those paddles, the defibrillators that send a little electronic shock through the, you know, the person's chest to just get their heart beating again. And when they did that, the electronic shock kind of like, it cooked his vomit a little bit on his chest. It just produced this really just awful, acrid odor. It's just like vomit spilled on a stovetop or something. But yeah, he died, thankfully. And yeah, just sitting here just thinking about, you know, this classic example of a bully getting his comeuppance. What's your favorite Genesis song?